All right, hey guys, Coach Daniel here at Jiminy Kids, North County Gymnastics and the Jiminy Kids. So it's 3 o'clock. I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds. I know there's a few coming in. And before we get started talking about tumbling, I just wanted to express some of the things we got going on here. First thing is, as you guys know, we go live every day. We have a live schedule. We have our website. If you go to jiminykids.com, you can go to our virtual classes. And the classes that we go live with, where we pre-record, all those go and they're uploaded there. And we have everything from gymnastics to ninja to circus to art. So there's quite a few different subjects if you guys are interested in that. And then next week, with some of our programs, we're going to be starting Zoom classes. So if you want to be a part of that, just stay tuned. We'll be sending out some e-blasts and we'll be posting stuff. So Zoom will be an actual class live on the Zoom platform with the coaches teaching it. We'll have different coaches teaching different classes. So let's get started. I wanted to talk a little bit about tumbling today, just a couple of tumbling tips that have worked for me over the years. I found that some of the biggest problem in tumbling is the round off, and also the hand placement on the cartwheel on the round off. And the other thing that I'm going to talk about today is closing the shoulder angle when you're tumbling. So I'm going to grab a mat. Go and stay right there. I'll be right back. Okay. So if you have something at home like this you can use, it doesn't have to be exactly this, but this is just something to reach over. And I found when tumbling, a very powerful tool is learning how to tumble off your knee like this. So even starting with handstands and then going from there, because you have to push off your front leg when you do this, and you also have to drive your heel as you go up. So driving your heels and tumbling is really important, and so is pushing off your front leg. So we have this mat here so that I don't close my shoulders and put my hands down by my feet. Instead, I want to reach past the mat. And tumbling, if you want to do a good cartwheel or round off or back handspring, you have to have a good handstand first, because handstand, you're passing through handstand several times when you're tumbling. So we'll start from here and kick our back foot up and reach over the mat. So go ahead and try that on your own at home a couple times. So start on one knee, put your arms by your ears, and we're going to reach over. You guys might be able to use a cushion or a pillow or anything of that nature. Arms tight to your ears. Remember, we don't want to close our shoulders. So we're going to reach forward and kick our back foot up. 1, 2, 3, kick. Okay, so try that a couple times on your own. Kick up to handstand, reach over the mat. And this time we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a cartwheel from your knee. So we're just going to go through the different progressions. This would be for intermediate to an advanced tumbler. You probably should have a decent handstand already, and you should have a cartwheel already. So same thing, arms by your ears. We're going to go cartwheel over this mat. Make sure you reach forward. Don't close your shoulders like this. Don't stick your head out. So I'm going to go off one knee and then cartwheel over the mat like that. My second hand slipped a little bit. So when I do this, I'm trying to kick my back foot as hard as possible, drive my heel, and make a fast cartwheel over the top. So go ahead and try that at home. Okay? So once you do that one more time, let's talk about the hand placement on a round off. So when I do my round off, when I reach over the mat, here, let me do it so I'm coming towards you. So when I go over, my first hand's going to go like this. And my second hand, it's like I'm parking the car in the garage. And the reason why the second hand has to come in on a cartwheel or a round off is so that you can push here and get your chest up fast. So you want to be able to push through your shoulders and your triceps. So remember, your first hand's like this. Your second hand is perpendicular to your first hand. And then you push hard off your second hand like this. When you start doing sukaharas, same thing. Unbalancing when you do cartwheel or round off dismount, you want to make sure your hand's turned in. Hand like this, you can hurt your elbow really bad, you can hurt your wrist. Plus, you just don't have the same amount of power pushing off your second hand when your hand's the wrong way. So, remember, if I'm starting my cartwheel, just pretend I'm on one knee. First hand goes down like this, second hand like this. Push and get your chest up fast. So the other thing with the hand placement is, once you start doing real high level gymnastics and your tumbling progresses from round off, back handspring, or round off whip, you start doing double backs and full ins and double layouts and double backs and all those things. Your second hand probably wants to reach a little bit farther out like this. So initially your hands are going to be closer like this, probably shoulder width apart. When I say shoulder width, I mean from this shoulder to this shoulder. If your hands are too close like this, you're going to be off balance. You're probably not going to go in a straight line. You want to go straight down the middle. So if there's a line drawn down the middle here, both hands go down the middle divide, like if you're on the street. So what happens is if your arms reach around like this, then you're going to go this way. And a lot of folks in their round off, they jump and they do a half turn. And that's hard too, because you don't want to dive onto your hands. You're going to lose a lot of power like that. Your hands want to go down one and then the other. So when you do your round off, you go first hand, second hand, push in that order. Instead of doing your round off and diving onto your hands like this. So let's talk about the hurdle a little bit, because the hurdle goes along with the hand placements. So let's do a hurdle together. Start with your feet together and in a plie or bend your knees, and you're going to swing your arms up and go into a big lunge like that. So start with your knees bent, arms down, and swing your arms and jump into a lunge, 1, 2. So power hurdle. Power hurdle would be the next step. So you start tumbling from one knee. You could go one knee, cartwheel, cartwheel, consecutive round off rebound. Then you could go from one knee like this. Then you could stand up and do cartwheel, cartwheel, round up, back handspring. Do cartwheel, cartwheel, round up, back handspring, and then you keep adding to it. So once you go down the list and you keep adding to it, if I was on the floor, I'd go all the way across the floor. So you just keep adding skills. Keep trying to stay on the line. Don't overturn in your cartwheel or round off. Stay on one line like this. Focus on the second hand turning in and both hand placements on. So after we're doing the power hurdle, after we're done with doing one knee, the next thing we would do on the floor is jump from power hurdle. So jump and swing one arm up, and then go into your round off and reach forward, not closing your shoulders. That's why having something like this to reach over is good. Okay, second tip I want to go over today is don't turn early in your round off. So I know it sounds cheesy, but I always say, if you turn early, you're going to go squirrely. If you turn late, it'll be great. So many times over the years, I'll see gymnasts, they run and they turn on their way up to their hurdle. And so when they turn early, what do you think happens to their round off? It goes that way. So if they're already turning on the way up, they're going to go this way, and then their back handspring goes that way. So when you're running, you want to make sure your hips stay square. When you hurdle, you keep your hips and arms square on the way up. You don't turn until you're on your way down. So remember, hurdle square, turn late. Turn early, squirrely, turn late, great. So if you can remember that, and if you have a hard time with the round off, you might need to go back and just practice the cartwheel. And if you're a high level gymnast and you're having troubles with your tumbling, your back tumbling in general, then you probably need to go back to your round off. Round off is the most important part of your back tumbling. So just to recap, tumbling from one knee is really good. Way to acquire heel drive and keep you from overturning. You can control your round off of your cartwheel easy that way. So start with one knee, do consecutive skills all the way down the floor. When you're done with that, then focus on your hurdle from a power hurdle, jumping from 2 feet to lunge. Jumping from 2 feet to lunge like this with a really late turn. And that's it. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. I'll be on tomorrow. I think we'll probably be going back to strength at 3, but like I said, stay tuned. We've got a live schedule. We've got our website, and we're going to be starting Zoom classes. So see you later.